Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Zane and today we'll be having a look at Casper. So what is Casper? Now before we get the video started, I'd like to declare that this video is not financial advice. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes as well. Casper is a new Turing-completed smart contracting platform. It's backed by proof of stake, POS, consensus algorithm, and WebAssembly. Now, the network is permissionless and decentralized public blockchain. The network consensus protocol is called Highway, and its several benefits over classic Byzantine fault tolerant consensus protocol. First highway that allows networks to reach high thresholds of finality, meaning that more blocks are finalized and validators agree to add them to blockchains. Secondary, the protocol achieves flexibility by expressing block finality in ways not possible in BFT models. This protocol is built on Vlad Zamfir, corrected by construction by Casper Research. Now, I'm sure that sounds like a lot to go on, but I've got more information that is extremely useful to what Casper is. Now, additionally, the Casper network is optimized for enterprise and developers adoption, meaning that big companies will be able to adopt to Casper while smaller developers, like freelancers or developers groups, they'll be able to adopt to Casper as well. Now, while leveraging blockchain technology, the network seeks to accelerate business operation via unique features, privacy, flexibility, and developer-friendly languages. In other words, developer-friendly languages is basically languages that are well known by a lot of developers like JavaScript. Now, interestingly, Casper also solves the scalability trilemma. Notably, the network optimized for security, decentralization, and high throughput. And as we all know, in this crypto environment, high throughput is extremely important because it's one of the biggest challenges a lot of cryptocurrencies are facing at the moment. Now, all of this is achieved while evolving the provided leading solution for open source project and enterprises. But why Casper? Why would anyone choose Casper? Why would you be interested in Casper? And that's the question of today. That's the thing we're going to be tackling, guys. So here's the first thing. Why Casper? The Casper network is the first live proof-of-stake blockchain built off Casper CBC specification. So Casper is designed to accelerate enterprises and developer adoption of blockchain technology today, guys. And also they plan to evolve to meet user needs in the future. And this is key. What users need today and what they'll need in the future is so important because you can tell that they're forward thinking. It's kind of like the Bitcoin trilemma. When Bitcoin was built for 2009. However, we've seen that in the current present day, 2020 and 2021, Bitcoin needs a lot of upgrading. It needs to be faster in terms of transaction speed, and it needs to be more private because not everyone wants their wallet to be visible to the entire blockchain. So this is a unique way how we can track what wallet gets what money, what wallets get how much money, and stuff like that. We don't know who owns the wallet, but we can still have a notable small way of tracking these transactions by viewing it on the public blockchain. However, if Bitcoin was thinking about the future of the technology, more so in terms of transaction speed and in terms of privacy on the blockchain, I think Bitcoin would have been built a little bit differently and overall a bit better as well. So my point is, it's nice to see that companies like Casper is actually trying to be more future forward, future thinking. So CBC, right? Casper Proof of Stake. Casper was built off the original CBC Casper specification that was designed by Ethereum designers. I quite like that. And enterprise optimization, very important as well, because you got to rely on companies to invest in your company and to invest in your crypto, because you look at Bitcoin, a lot of companies are actually buying up Bitcoin to hold on their balance sheet because it's a very valuable asset. And it's the same thing that goes for Casper, because it needs to please big businesses as well as developers. So businesses can choose to build private or permissionless applications on the network. Casper, scalable. POS, proof of stake architecture, will enable sharding and database scaling solution. And the most important for me, at least, is future proofing that we've talked about so much. But let's talk about it a little bit more, just so I can get you guys on the same page that I am on. Future proof, upgradable contracts, predictable gas fees, and WebAssembly ensures Casper evolves as businesses do and as businesses should. And that's good. If Casper is evolving as the businesses are evolving and as business require Casper to evolve, it means that it will stay alive for a lot longer in the future. Casper also has a developer grant program, which I find really fascinating because Casper Lab is now partnered with the DevX DAO to collaborate with the Emerging Technology Association, a Swiss association, to onboard specific developers, researchers, and scientists who are looking to decentralize infrastructure project funding. So this is actually the portal for Casper grants, and it's actually really interesting how you can get some more information on what they actually do. So for instance, collaborate with the world's top decentralized developers. So Casper is a place where protocols, projects, and engineers work together to push forward the frontier of emerging technology. Casper is 0.06 cents, US cents. That's really interesting because the supply is huge. As you can see, over 10 billion tokens in supply. That's massive. That's massive. So naturally, the price is going to be very low in the beginning of Casper's inception. But as time goes on, as we all know, cryptocurrency prices will rise if the project is doing well. Now, Casper, on the other hand, has been falling short for quite some time, and that's quite interesting in itself because at one stage it was above a dollar. But let me just point out, this cryptocurrency came out above around a dollar, so you cannot just expect it to stay up or go even higher. Naturally, some will sell, and naturally the price will go down over time. But especially if the platform doesn't have anyone building on the platform, that's even more detrimental. So speaking of the token, let's go into that a little bit more. Let's try to understand it. So Casper is the native token to the Casper Network. As a proof-of-stake blockchain, Casper relies on the CSPR to reward the validators participate in the proof-of-stake consensus mechanism to secure and uphold the network. So Casper users also rely on CSPR to pay network fees for on-chain actions. So the CSPR tokens will be available only through CoinList for the initial token sale. We anticipate the token will be available through other platforms per jurisdiction compliance. So as I can see that they've already had a sale on CoinList, and now they're publicly traded. So that makes that easy. I think this needs to be updated a little bit because it's obvious that that's old information. A few other things that I'd like to touch on when it comes to Casper is the upgradable contracts. Casper allows the direct upgrading of on-chain smart contracts, eliminating the need for complex migration processes and making it easy for developers to correct smart contracts volatility. Now, it's also developer friendly by using developer friendly languages. In other words, very popular programming languages. So the Casper development ecosystem is designed to support the WebAssembly rather than being written in priority languages like Solidity. This feature simplifies the development path for enterprises, development teams that would want to build on the Casper network. Now, the final thing I'll end on is how does Casper work exactly? Casper relies on a group of validators to verify transaction, uphold the network. Unlike proof-of-work networks, which needs to centralize validators for economies of scale, Casper allows for geographical decentralization of validators. So that's it for my video on Casper. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For now, I can't really give a price prediction simply because I don't think I think there needs to be more development on Casper, and as far as I can see, there's not enough. And I think once we start getting more development rolling out, people start using Casper more, I think then you can expect the price to start rising, because so far what we can see is that the price been falling heavily. I mean, you take into June, the price did rally back up a little bit, but only by a small portion. I mean, you're talking from like 25 cents to around 33 cents. In retrospect, that's not actually too bad, but as we can see, it just kept on dipping. So naturally, we need to see more from Casper. But thank you all for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a comment to let me know what I should make next.